Hello, everybody, and welcome to this video. I am Seema Shanoy Manik, a master trainer of neuro-linguistic programming and your transformation coach. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking about how you can stop overthinking and become more productive and get things done in your life. I have seen that whenever I was searching for a topic to make a video on in YouTube, I saw that one of the most searched questions in YouTube and other platforms is that how can I stop overthinking? And this seems to be something that's prevalent in people across age groups and across economic backgrounds. People tend to spend so much time overthinking because we have always been taught that think before you speak, think before you act, think before you do anything, that people tend to spend all their time thinking. So if you're interested in knowing 3 strategies with which you can stop overthinking and become more productive, stay tuned till the end of this video. And I can see that a lot of people have already joined in. So please type in from where you have joined this video so that I can also start interacting with you, right? Okay, to start with strategy number 1 to stop overthinking. Now, whenever we speak about overthinking, have you ever seen somebody say that I think slowly and thoughts come to me very slowly and that's how I overthink? In reality, anybody who overthinks, thoughts just come gushing into their head. There are just too many thoughts. It's going all over the place. It's coming from all different directions. I remember a long time ago when I was coaching somebody, this lady described her mind to be like a traffic signal. And I think that's extremely apt. She said, Seema, there's so much happening in my head. There's some thoughts coming from this direction, some coming from another direction, and there seems to be a jam in places, and I just can't seem to get anywhere. I can't seem to take a decision. And that's exactly what people do. They tend to think so much. And sometimes, a lot of times actually, these thoughts are extremely unconscious. It's not like they are doing the thoughts are doing them. So if you agree with me that thinking a lot of times is an unconscious process, put in an I in the comment section so that I know that you are following me. So if thinking is an unconscious process, what does that mean? It means that most of the time, just like our beliefs and our values and our attitudes, our emotions, thinking is also programmed. The way we think, the direction in which we think, the kind of thoughts that we have, the nature of thoughts that we have tend to be pre-programmed. It's it's like a template that we tend to follow. Since a young age, some people think in a more critical way. Some people think in a way that they try to protect themselves in a defensive way. Some people tend to keep focusing on what might go wrong, what might happen. Some people keep thinking about how they can win and they can be better than everybody else. Everybody tends to follow a certain format or certain template of a way of thinking, and their entire life they just unconsciously keep following this template. And it's like that traffic jam. Thoughts are coming and thoughts are going, and you are sometimes not even aware about these thoughts. And that is the reason why I have seen a lot of people having very little control over their emotions. Because tell me something, has it ever happened to you? And if this has happened to you, I want you to type in a yes in the comment. Has it ever happened to you that all of a sudden you start feeling low, or all of a sudden you start feeling low in energy, or angry, or agitated, or irritated, and you're not really sure what happened? Something has disturbed you. Has this ever happened to you? And if you're honest, I'm sure your answer will be a yes. So please type in a yes in the comment section if this has happened to you. It's happened to me too. And this usually happens because our unconscious mind is catching a lot of information and there is a lot of unconscious thinking happening. And our emotions, a lot of times, are a response to the thoughts or response to what's happening in our head. So it's, let's say there is an unconscious thought that nobody loves me, nobody cares for me, everybody's always taking advantage of me. Oh my God, something's going to go wrong now. Some unconscious thought, oh, what if something happens to my child? What if something happens to my spouse? These are unconscious thoughts. It's not that you are indulging in these thoughts consciously, right? And because of these, something happening in the environment and they trigger this thought in your mind, you start feeling those emotions. Which means that if you want to be that kind of a person who has complete control over your emotions, if you want to be able to be someone who is responding to situations rather than reacting, it starts with becoming more mindful about your thoughts. Let us say right now, most of your thinking process is unconscious. It is all your thinking is not unconscious. Obviously, you are an intelligent person, so you are going to be thinking carefully about some things. You're going to be thinking more consciously about certain things, but a lot of things would be unconscious. How do you control something that is unconscious? It's not possible, isn't it? You can only control and change something that you can become conscious about. So, strategy number one to stop overthinking is to become conscious about your thoughts. And how do you do that? You do that by slowing down. Slowing down? Why do I need to slow down? Isn't it wrong to slow down? Some people ask me. Isn't it important that I'm fast and I'm furious and I'm working towards my goal and I'm taking action all the time? Isn't it important that I stay on the treadmill and I just keep running, 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 running? How can I slow down? You will see that some of the most successful people, some of the happiest people in this world know how to slow down, and they also know the importance of slowing down. Why is it important to slow down? Let's do a small exercise and you will understand, right? Right now, as you're listening to me, I want you to just close your eyes. Just close your eyes for a moment. Not if you're driving. If you're driving, please don't do that. Or you're doing anything dangerous, don't do that. But if you're sitting and listening to me, just close your eyes for a moment. And I want you to just focus and pay attention to your breathing. For a moment, just pay attention to the way that you're breathing now. And become aware of how you're breathing. Are you breathing fast or are you breathing slow? Is your breath going deep into your chest or are you breathing shallow? And how is each breath making you feel? Bring your attention now to what you're thinking right now. There are some thoughts running in your mind right now. Maybe you're thinking, what is Seema doing? What is she making me do? What is this process all about? Or maybe you're thinking about what happened earlier today, what's going to happen later. There's some thoughts in your mind. Just become aware of what are the thoughts that are running through your mind right now. Become aware also of how you are perceiving your thoughts. Sometimes you're able to see your thoughts like letters. Sometimes you're able to see them like little billboards passing in front of your eyes. Sometimes you're hearing your thoughts. Sometimes you're seeing visuals in your mind's eye that helps you understand that you're thinking something. Just become aware. How much ever you can, just make a beginning. Try to understand what's happening in your mind right now. And on the count of five, slowly, you may begin to become aware of your surroundings. One, two, three, four, and five. And you may now gently open your eyes when you're comfortable. Okay, so what happened during this exercise? If you did it with me, you will realize that when you focused on your breathing, right? Tell me, were you breathing shallow or fast? Can you all type it in the comment section? Were you breathing shallow or were you breathing deep? How were you breathing? Nothing is right or wrong. It's about becoming aware. Were you breathing fast or were you breathing slow? Type in shallow or deep, or second, type in fast or slow. I want to know how you were breathing when we started doing the exercise. Type in everybody. I can see Praveen here, Hetal, Jyoti, Pragya. I can see a lot of people over here. Please type in how were you breathing? What did you become aware of? Right? And as you became aware of your breathing, you will realize that a lot of times when I do this exercise with people, the moment they realize that they're not breathing properly, that they're breathing shallow, they automatically start breathing deeper. Or if they were breathing very fast, they slow down their breathing. A lot of times when you focus on something, when you slow down and focus on something, you become aware of those things. When you focused on your thoughts, what happened? A lot of things could have happened, right? I have seen people who say that, oh, Seema, my mind was full of thoughts. Some people say that I had very few thoughts. They were just here and there. Some people say my thoughts were all about self-criticism, or my thoughts were all about, I was worrying about what's going to happen today. What am I going to cook for dinner or whatever, right? However, the point here is that if you want to stop overthinking, one of the first steps will be to become conscious of what's happening in your head. And for that, you got to slow down. You know why? Because think about it. When you are in a Formula One car, you're sitting there and it's going zoom, zoom, full speed, right? everything around you blurs. You're not able to see things clearly. And you're so excited that you will not even be able to figure out what you are feeling within your body or what you're thinking. For you to really figure out anything about yourself or to figure out what's happening around you, one needs to slow down. In this, there is a concept in NLP called as uptime and downtime. First of all, for those who don't know what's NLP, neuro linguistic programming is a brilliant brain science. It's a brain science with which you can reprogram your unconscious mind to be able to get the results, to become that kind of person who will get those results for you in life. So, what's uptime and what's downtime? Uptime is a time, both of these are necessary for every person to take. Downtime is a time which you take to relax, to rejuvenate, to think about your life, to plan. It's a time when you focus inwards within yourself. What am I thinking? What am I feeling? What am I experiencing? What do I want in my life now? This is a time when you don't think of other people. You think about yourself, your life, your situation, and where you want to go. It's a time that you take to revive your system. It's like any machine needs to shut down for some time, slow down for some time so that it regains energy. And you take your car for a service, don't you? Downtime is that time you service your machine, and you make plans so that when you go into uptime is the time when you're performing, when you're doing it, when you're out there, when you're working, when you're with your children, when you're getting the job done. That's uptime. There you are not thinking about yourself. You are going out there, you're performing, that you're doing what's needed. For some people, they do not take enough downtime. They do not give their system any rest. They do not slow down and introspect about their life. They do not make any plans. And that's the reason why when they're in uptime, they tend to get worried. They start going inwards. They start focusing on their thoughts. They start focusing about their life because they are not clear in their head what needs to be done. So the first thing you must do is slow down and take a downtime every single day. If you are somebody who tends to think too much, or actually this is for anybody, you got to take at least half an hour in the morning when you are doing your maybe breathing techniques, your meditation, journaling. That's an excellent way to take a downtime. Plan for your day so that when you go into uptime, you are out there and you are performing. So that's strategy number one. Take your downtime, slow down. Strategy number two is once you have slowed down, slowly get into that habit of becoming aware of what's happening in your mind. It's not something that's going to happen in a day. You're going to take some time. I can see that some people have written, "How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you so much." And thank you everybody for joining into every single live video of mine, and so much love and support. Please give a lot of love and likes for this video. Also share it with your friends, because overthinking is a topic that's like a plague that's affected everybody, and everyone must listen to this video. So second thing is what's happening in your head. Now, this is a very vast topic. When we do our NLP workshops, a lot of time is spent in awareness. A lot of time is spent in understanding what is your programming. But today I'll give you a quick strategy. Since you're here, I really want to give you my best. So whenever you become aware of what you're thinking, when you focus on, okay, what's happening in my head, there are three things that can be happening. Okay. One is you may be seeing a picture in your mind's eye. So it is in NLP language, it's called internal visual. You're having a picture in your mind's eye. So you're thinking about a past memory, or you're thinking about what will happen in the future, or you're seeing something in your mind's eye. That's your internal visual. And that is what may be leading to. So if you're visualizing yourself failing, let us say, if you visualize yourself failing or doing badly, you will feel a certain way and you will act a certain way. Now, let's say your mind's eye, you visualize something that is very empowering. You're visualizing yourself overcoming your limitations. You visualize yourself taking action. You visualize yourself as somebody very confident. If that's the picture in your mind's eye, you feel completely differently and you act completely differently. So if in your mind's eye, you're visualizing how you have worked so hard and your spouse is letting you down, you're seeing how you cooked and your spouse did not do anything for you, you'll end up fighting. But in your mind's eye, you visualize, instead, you see, okay, that person has done this for me, and you focus on how things are difficult for that person, you'll end up probably being loving and kind. So you can be having an internal visual. Second, you may be having an internal auditory, which means you may be saying something to yourself. You may be speaking to yourself. There is a certain self-talk happening. People say things like, why does this happen to me? Why does this always happen? Oh my God, what will happen now? If this is your internal auditory self-talk, you'll feel a certain way. But if you change your auditory, change your self-talk to something more empowering, you can completely feel different. And the third is internal kinesthetic or internal emotions. What are you feeling? And once you become mindful of how you feel, in NLP, you have got tremendous tools, techniques, and strategies with which you can completely change the way you feel to how you want to feel. Rather than your emotions controlling you, you can control the way you feel, right? So you can be mindful. So be mindful of what's happening. At any point in time, you feel you're overthinking. Okay, what's happening in my mind? What pictures am I seeing? What am I saying to myself? And how am I feeling? Become aware of these three things, and you can change any one of these to feel differently and to get out of overthinking and start taking action. And the third is break the pattern. Let's quickly revise, okay? This is turned into a full-blown tutorial, so I think I should be revising this a little bit, right? First one, to stop overthinking, slow down, take a downtime every day. And whenever you find yourself overthinking, just slow down, stop, get out of that treadmill, get out of that Formula One car, just stop and say, what is happening to me right now? And then focus on what's happening. What am I seeing in my mind's eye? What am I hearing in my mind's eye or saying to myself? And what am I feeling? And you can change any one of these using all the strategies and techniques of NLP. And thirdly, break the pattern. What does it mean by break the pattern? Break the pattern is do something differently at that time. Now, let us say you identify that there is a certain thought that keeps coming again and again and again and again and again. And you're aware that, okay, this is the thought that's really messing things up for me. For example, what's going to happen to my child? Or what if I fail in my business? Or am I good enough? How am I going to make this work? What if all this fails? Or is this person taking me for granted? Thoughts like that. Let's say you have a certain repeated thought that comes again and again and again. You got to find a way that every time that thought comes, once you become aware that, oh, I'm thinking the same thing again, at that point in time, you need to have a replacement thought or something that you will do differently. At that point in time, let's say you say to yourself, what if things go wrong? Ask yourself, what do I really want? Because in reality, whatever you focus on becomes the truth for you. We end up manifesting what we think, because thinking turns into feelings, feeling turns into action. So we manifest everything that we think. So if you are thinking, can I trust this person? Is this person good enough? Is she taking me for granted? If you're having thoughts like this, immediately ask yourself, what do I really want? If I want to screw up my relationship, I want to make things miserable for myself, I want to stay in overthinking and not take action, then continue doing what you're doing. But if that's not your answer, then you immediately think something else or do something differently. I know it is easier said than done. I am quite with you when you tell me that, Seema, overthinking is not that easy to overcome. I agree with you, but it takes some time. However, if you follow these three steps, I'm sure that you're going to make a lot of progress. Stop so much overthinking and start taking action. Now, all these strategies that I shared with you are from this brilliant, amazing science of neuro-linguistic programming, which I am so passionate about, and I've dedicated my life to. This science helped completely transform my life, and I have helped transform the life of thousands of people using neuro-linguistic programming. So I'm coming up with a masterclass this Sunday. It's happening from 10 a.m. to 12 noon on Sunday. It's a free masterclass, but registration is mandatory. So if you're somebody who really wants to catapult to the next level in your life, both professionally and personally, you must be a part of this masterclass. I'm going to leave a link at the bottom of this video. Ensure that you're clicking and you're booking your seat. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. And if you've enjoyed this video, please type in yes in the comment section. And I'm going to be making more such amazing videos in the near future. Please keep following, please keep loving and sharing. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining me today. I'll see you all very soon in another video. Bye-bye and have a fantastic week ahead. Bye-bye.